Here is a rectangle. The length of the rectangle is 7 centimetres longer than the width of the rectangle. 4 of these rectangles are used to make this 8-sided shape. The perimeter of the 8-sided shape is 70 centimetres. Work out the area of the 8-sided shape. So the first thing we can do is we can let x be equal to the width of the rectangle. And the width of this rectangle is this shorter length here. So we can label this up as x. And in the question we've been told that the length of the rectangle is 7 centimetres longer than the width of the rectangle. So if the width of the rectangle is x centimetres, then the length of the rectangle will be equal to x plus 7 centimetres. So now what we can do is start labelling up the lengths of these sides on this shape. So if we start with this side here, this is one of the lengths of the rectangle, so we can label this up as x plus 7. This shorter length here at the top is the width, so this is x centimetres. This length will be x plus 7 centimetres. This is another width, so this will be x centimetres. Now this side here is equal to one length of this rectangle minus one width of this rectangle. And if the length of the rectangle is x plus 7 centimetres and the width is x centimetres, then this side length will be equal to x plus 7 minus x centimetres, which is 7 centimetres. The next side is x plus 7 centimetres. This is a width, so will be x centimetres. This is a length, so will be x plus 7 centimetres. The next side is a width. And then finally we have another side which will be equal to 7 centimetres. Because again, this is a length, and then this shorter side here is a width. Now we've been told that the perimeter of this 8-sided shape is 70 centimetres. So what this means is all of these side lengths added together will be equal to 70 centimetres. So what we can do is form an expression from this. So if we start with this x plus 7 here, then this gives us that 70 is equal to x plus 7 plus x plus 7 plus x plus 7 plus x plus x plus 7 plus x plus 7 plus x plus 7 plus x. And now what we want to do is simplify down all the x terms and then simplify down all the numerical terms. So if we count the number of x's we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 x's. So 70 will be equal to 8x, and if we add up all the numerical terms, we have 6 7s, so the perimeter of this shape will be equal to 8x plus 42. So now what we're going to want to do is simplify down this equation to make x a subject. So the first thing we can do is minus 42 from both sides, and 70 minus 42 gives us 28. And 8x plus 42 minus 42 gives us 8x. And now the final thing we can do is divide both sides by 8. And this tells us that x is equal to 3.5. Now the final part of this question is to work out the area of the 8-sided shape. Now we've been told that 4 of these rectangles make up this 8-sided shape. So we can multiply the area of this rectangle by 4, and this will give us the area of this shape here. So the area of a rectangle is equal to the width multiplied by the length. So in terms of this question, our width was x centimetres and our length was x plus 7 centimetres. Now the value we worked out for x was 3.5, so we can substitute this into our formula. And this gives us that 3.5 multiplied by brackets 3.5 plus 7 is equal to the area of the rectangle. So if we remember our BODMAS rules, we'll always do the brackets before the multiplication. So we can start off with 3.5 plus 7, and this gives us 10.5. And finally 3.5 multiplied by 10.5 gives us 36.25. However, this is just the area for one of the rectangles. So in order to work out the area of the 8-sided shape, which is made up of 4 of these rectangles, we'll need to multiply this value by 4. And this gives us a final answer of 147 centimetres squared. Now this question's worth 5 marks. We'll get our first mark for letting the side lengths be equal to x and x plus 7. We'll get our second mark for having at least 6 of these side lengths correct. We'll get our third mark for forming an equation from the perimeter. Our fourth mark for working out that the width is equal to 3.5 centimetres. And our final mark for the correct area.